Hi, my name is Ali. I have a wife and two children. We have to flee our country because of the threats to kill us. We were housed by the council and they come to do some work in the house. This set off the next door neighbor who started shouting and asking why the council were doing things for foreign people and not him. After that, he kept shouting, using insulting words, banging on the doors, our wall, putting his bean in our front garden and blocking our paths. We couldn't get our beans out. We were too scared to sit in our own garden. When I got home, he was standing by the house for about half an hour, swearing, calling me names. He's saying this is my country and my police and that they wouldn't help me. He kept banging on the door, shouting abuse, complaining about noise, woking our children. My families were keeping the noise to minimum and we felt like thieves in our own home, creeping around to avoid igniting the neighbors. It wasn't about noise, it was racial harassment. It went on for months. Me and my wife were seeing the doctor for stress. Our baby was getting waken up and my daughter was refusing to go to school, then crying at school. I called the police, but we were scared to make statement or go to the court in case it made it worse. We didn't want him punished. We just want him to stop. We were referred to Connected Voice by Victim First. We told our advocate everything that had happened and she advised us to keep a record. She asked the council and the police to investigate. She explained to them that although each incident may not seem very big, the steady stream of harassment and bullying was having a severe impact on our lives, and we were genuinely in fear. I only wanted the neighbor spoken to and warned, which is what's happened. Things get much better after that, and he even helped us with a couple of things. The advocate got us a support of refugees who have trouble with the mental health. The advocate really made a difference because she listened to us and believed us, and then she got the housing and the police to understand and take it seriously.
My name is Martha. Me and my wife lived in a flat for 2 years. We had constant problems with a large group of 15 to 20 kids, aged between 13 and 12, hanging around outside. They used to shout, kick footballs off the window and walls, flip bottles off the wall, wind up the dog when he was in the back, and verbally abuse us when we were out and about. I've got a disability and they tried to trip me up. They stole several doorbells, they left rubbish on our doorstep and they threw it in our yard. The kids were out there every night from 4:30 till around 10:30, hanging around the chip shop. We reported it to the community warden and the police, but they just brushed it off. We felt like everyone wanted us to move to solve the problem, but we didn't want to move. We installed CCTV, but the kids broke it. We went to Advocacy, they contacted the police to find out what they were doing and got help to get the CCTV fixed. The police said the problems were youth disorder and antisocial behaviour. The advocate told the police that we felt that we were being targeted because we are lesbians and asked them to log the incident as hate crime. The police said they'd record one incident of homophobic abuse as a hate crime. The advocate argued that there was a whole pattern of harassment, but the police refused to accept it as homophobic. The advocate arranged a joint meeting with the police, housing, community safety and the CCTV team. The police visited nearly 40 young people and gave tenancy warnings to their parents. Youth outreach workers started to work into the area, and one of the girls came and apologised to us for how she behaved. Problems carried on, so the housing officer asked us if we would consider moving. We didn't want them to think they'd won, or that we were just leaving the problem for the next tenants to sort out, but in the end we agreed to move.
My name is Katie. I'm a single parent and my daughter is autistic. I moved into a new house and for the first 6 months it was quiet. Then one time I was playing with my daughter and the neighbour came out and gave us dirty looks. After that there was constant harassment. Loud music until 3 or 5 in the morning, banging on the ceiling, banging on the door then running away, pushing the backyard fence down, leaving dog poo all over the shed yard, throwing water into the yard, vandalising my car, frequently shouting abuse and mimicking the noises my daughter makes. Incidents were happening 1 to 4 times a week. I reported them many times, once 4 times in a week. The banging and shouting and swearing kept me awake at night and I was scared. When I went out, I dreaded coming home. My daughter was becoming timid. She's vulnerable and can't protect herself. I was scared for her safety and I couldn't let her play out because of the dog mess. I asked to move, but the landlord wouldn't listen. They didn't take it seriously, so I wrote a complaint. They offered mediation, but the police said it'd be a waste of time. The police tried to talk to her, but she doesn't answer the door or swears at them. Environmental Health took recordings, but it was between 37 and 41 decibels. They can only take action if it's over 45. I asked for help from the Advocacy service. They contacted the landlord and the police to ask them to review my case. The police served a community protection order on the neighbour, but they said I'd have to move. My advocate got letters of support from my GP, my daughter's social worker and OT. Then things went from bad to worse. There was a terrible weekend with the neighbour banging on the doors and ceiling, blasting music. My daughter was hysterical and too scared to go to bed. She had to go into respite care. My advocate asked the police to investigate again, but they said the neighbour was vulnerable and I was making malicious complaints. I decided we would have to move. My advocate asked the landlord again to rehouse me. She sent emails to the housing office with details of everything that had happened. Finally, they offered me a house. While I was waiting to be rehoused, the noise and threats and abuse were awful. I got the keys to the new house. The neighbours are lovely. It's quiet and I don't feel on edge all the time. My daughter's much happier now and we sleep better. We both look forward to coming home now. I feel settled and safe here.